Okay, this unit we're going to be talking about permutations and combinations. Okay, so both are ways to count possible outcomes, or total outcomes that we could potentially have based on a situation. Okay, so combination order does not matter. It's tons of different combinations. So the number of handshakes between a group of people, the order doesn't matter of which I'm doing my handshakes. Okay, so here's our equation we can use. Permutation, the order does matter. Okay, so winning a race. It's basically if you're assigning people certain roles, the order is going to matter, or if you have an advantage of first place over second place, the order matters, so it's going to be a permutation, so that's our equation. Okay, n to the factorial, this exclamation point, okay, that's called a factorial. It's basically if I take the number and multiply it by everything behind it. That's what all of these little factorials in here mean. Okay, so if I would have had 6 to the factorial, it would have been 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So all of these factorials means whatever number I put in front of them, I multiply it times everything that's behind that number. Okay, so n is going to be our total number of outcomes, so your bigger number is always going to be on the left side. What you're choosing, that number, is always going to be on the right side, and then we can also fill it into this equation. So this big equation is what your calculator is doing for you. Okay, you're going to find this button here in the PRB section, or depending on if you're using a graphing calculator, you might have to go to math first and then find your probability. Okay, in that section you should have your factorial button. You should also have this NCR and this NPR, which is what we're going to use instead of using this big fraction with the factorials in it. Okay, so combination, the order does not matter. Permutations, the order does. Okay, so you are in a gym class. There are 30 people, and the gym teacher needs to pick 10 of the people to make team A. Calculate the number of ways she could divide up the class. Okay, so first off, does the order of the 10 people matter? Does one have an advantage over the other? Or am I just picking a group? Okay, so I'm just picking a group, so that means it's going to be a combination. Okay, my total number is 30. And I am choosing 10 of them. So you're going to go into either your PRB button, which will be in the middle of your calculator, or your math button. You might also have to go through menu and then probability and statistics. Okay, and then when you do this, you should get 3004515, which means that's how many options I have to choose the teams. If you're using an Inspire, what you have to do is you press the PRB buttons and then choose combination, and then you're going to have to do 30, 10 to be able to type it in your calculator, and then you should get the same answer. Okay, 15 students are in a race. The top 3 win gold, silver, and bronze. Calculate the number of ways a race can be won. Okay, I am choosing things. One has an advantage over another. So this is going to be a permutation. My total is 15. I'm going to use the P button this time, and I'm picking 3. Okay, so Inspire people, you'll have to do P, 15. You'll have to do it this way. Okay, everybody else, you'll have to type in the 15 first, then press your PRB button, and then type in your 3. Okay, and you should get 2,730 options. Okay, for your English paper, you can only use 5 sources. You have 8 great sources. How many different ways would you choose? I'm just picking 5, so it's going to be a combination. I'm not assigning roles to anything. There's a total of 8 that I'm picking from, and I can only pick 5. Okay, so when I type this in my calculator, I should get 56. Okay, there are 123 students in your graduating class. 3 students give speeches. I'm assigning valedictorian, salutatorian, and the class president. How many different ways can the speeches be given? So I'm assigning different roles again. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video. You try it yourself. Okay, otherwise it's going to be a permutation. There are 123 I pick from, but I'm only choosing 3. So this is my total number of options. Okay, you have 12 folders that need to be arranged in a file cabinet. How many different ways can you arrange them? So I'm not choosing anything. Okay, so I cannot use combination or permutation because I'm not choosing anything. All we're going to do is do 12 factorial because there is no picking options. I want to know my total amount. When I type in 12 factorial, so remember that's in your PRB section with the other two, you should get this as your total amount of options. So whenever you see that you're not choosing a set amount, you stick a factorial to your total.